All right, guys, here today with Cody Hudson, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. We got the crash test for me, Andrew Keith, you guys know. Cody, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Cody Hudson here, Samuel Braga black belt, Gracie Baja, and I'm gonna show you 5 techniques for self-defense for beginners in Jiu Jitsu.
Here we go.
All right, guys, for my article, the one takedown that I wanted to talk about was in judo. It's called Sase Surakomi Ashi, and basically it is making grips on your opponent or your adversary or whatever. And this is technical jiu-jitsu or judo grips. From here, you're just basically going to give a pull on the collar. You're going to give a lift on the elbow all at the same time. So a pull and a lift, and you're going to step diagonally right through here in this pocket. So you're going to step. And when you step, you're going to pull and lift. And then the last piece of the pie is this foot's going to trap right here. And it's just going to be a little foot sweep, leg trap to the takedown. So it's going to step in, lift, pull, trap, all at the same time. It looks like this.
I mean, like,
right to the ground.
Learning, but everybody was like swinging hard as hell, trying to knock people out.
All right, guys, we've done our takedown. We've got our opponent, our adversary to the ground here, and now we're controlling. So the grips you had when you hit the ground was one on his collar and one on his elbow here was the control. So now that you've landed here, you're going to release both grips. His right hand's going to go under his head, and this one's going to swim under his tricep. You're going to make a grasp here, and you're going to pull into him. Your shoulder will turn and go along his jawline here, putting pressure to control his head. You're going to push into him and turn your shoulder, and you may even walk your hips up a little bit to put more weight on his head to control more. So you're controlling from here. One of his reactions from here is he may start hugging you from here and cause you a little bit of discomfort, thinking, hey, I can't get up, I can't move, but that's not a problem because you're in a better position from here. So put more weight on him, drive. You can kind of set out a bit and bring your left knee up. When you bring your left knee up, you can drive right up into knee on belly. So your knee being on the stomach, you're just going to posture, and you're really going to push and drive up from here. So when you get up, you go to knee on belly, you posture this leg out. So like if he was trying to scoop at and grab your leg, you wouldn't want that. So you would keep it out more at a 90 here and control. From here, it's going to be a lot of weight on him, and he's going to be uncomfortable. So he may start pushing your knee off. If he pushes your knee off, knee on belly, cross face. They go right together. So you go right back down into this position, control, then pop back up, and then start coming back up. So now you're back in knee on belly. This time, he may be thinking, hey, I'm not going to push. I'm going to go for a weapon or something. He may have something in his boot or here. So from here, you see him grabbing for something. You can control the wrist, and you can start moving into other techniques. But let's say he hasn't actually got the weapon yet or anything, so you can swim back down into crossface and drop that arm up to keep it from grabbing whatever he's going for, or you pop back up the knee on belly and he starts going again. You can swim this hand through, you can pull him up to this side here and control this arm and everything to control this knee on belly position.
2, 1.
All right, guys, last little series that we're going to work here is basically going to be the closed guard or a guard in jiu-jitsu, and then a scissor sweep to change your position from being on the bottom to being on top of your opponent and everything. And basically going to put these into context. Your adversary, your opponent, Rich Brown here, he will basically like bum rush me, and in your mind you're kind of thinking, hey, he's charging me. What's the best way for me to end up on the ground but do the least damage to myself or anything? So you're here, your adversary attacks you, so he bum rushes in. You kind of think to yourself, hey, fall to my back, control, and get your legs wrapped around him from this position right here. Now from this position being in what we'd call in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu a closed guard, you can control with your legs, moving them around and everything just with your legs. So from here, once you're controlling, your adversary may start to punch you from here. So yeah, he's gonna start punching and you're gonna have to block or whatever you need to do from there. So when he starts to rear back, you may wanna swim like an arm throw and pull with your legs to bring him down. Or he may start to pull back with one hand and you can kind of open your guard and control in his biceps, if that works for you. And then we'll get to why opening your guard is going to be beneficial. But from here, it's closed. He's kind of punching at you. You're kind of weathering the storm. So now I have weathered the storm and I've reached one hand behind his neck and I'm controlling from here. He's still trying to punch me. I'm blocking. He may even start punching over here. I'm still blocking what I can not to get hit in the face. This hand's going to come behind his tricep. Now I'm going to have to open my guard. When I open my guard, I just kind of put this right foot on the ground and it gives me just enough momentum to push out. And when I push out, this right knee swims right underneath his armpit to his hip and it comes right across his chest. And then this foot right here just kind of gets lazy and it flops right down to the mat or the floor here, and you're going to pull him at you. So when you pull him at you, you're going to scissor your legs. So when you pull, you're going to scissor and you're going to drive right up on top of him. But I kind of touch on this real quick. You kind of drive up into the mount, which is a tough position to be in a self-defense or be in attack position, because if he does have a weapon, you might want to get up and leave this situation instead of being here. So the mount, the bad thing about him, he may grab me or grab around me, and it's hard for me to get up and walk away. So that's just why I showed you earlier the knee on belly. So when you drive up, you're just going to swim your leg over and go back to knee on belly. So control from this position. You can get up and get away if you need be, or you can come back in and control from here.